Okay, hello, Clank Gang. Welcome to your Week 8 boss combo. That's right, we've got another boss combo going into our second block of training. You've had a deload week, your body should be fresh, and now we are going to throw one of the biggest combos that we have done so far. So I hope you are ready for a battle. So last week's combo was called the Hydra, which was one of the 12 labors of Hercules. And today we're going to keep the Greek theme going, and we're going to call this one Pheidippides, named after the first man to run a marathon. He was trying to run to Athens to warn them of the upcoming Persian armies, and he ran 26.2 miles in one solid stretch. So we're going to honor Pheidippides, and we're going to do a little marathon of our own. We have, how many swings is this? My goodness, 10, 20 swings, 20 movements total. Oh man, this is going to be a hell of a journey. And for those of you who don't know the legend, Pheidippides died at the end of the marathon. So that was his last act of his life, was running those 26 miles to warn Athens. So hopefully we can honor him by having a lot of sustained effort and not by dying. Just a quick reminder of what makes a boss combo is it will be using all of the new moves that we've learned across the past 4 weeks and putting them together with a grip switch in the middle, right there actually, and then doing all of the same moves a second time, but with the other hand at the top of the sword. Should be pretty challenging, but hey, you've made it this far, right? You've proven your mettle. You can handle this. You can honor Pheidippides. So, since we're coming off of a deload, we don't have any new moves to review before this combo, but one thing I'd like to check in on first is just this corner guard. You'll see that it is just like a regular corner guard, right? We have the sword resting on the back over the shoulder of the top hand side. What's different about it though? This little R just indicates that it's above the rear foot. So a regular corner guard would have the same position, but these feet would be switched. And so the top hand side would also be matching the lead foot. However, when it's the other side, meaning the top head side is matching the rear foot, it's just called a rear corner guard. And so let's watch this real quick because we take one step forward into a quarter loop and we land in the opposing side of a corner guard, which is called a choke guard, but it's above our rear foot. So if we were to write out the guard in this part of the combo, it would be our choke guard. Okay, just want to make sure we're all using the same terms here. So let's talk about combo breakers now. So with the combo breakers, what I imagine is it's going to be this step swing into the around the world swing, just like with last week with the Hydra. It is a difficult transition, and you're going to need to be able to do it with both hand positions. That can be very challenging. Beyond that, honestly, I think the most challenging aspect of this combo will be the endurance. Straight up. It's why it's being considered a marathon as far as all this training is concerned. You are doing over 20 swings, 20 movements, one into the next with both sides of your body. This will be challenging. It's going to be a lot of work. If you can defeat this combo today, yeah, you can be real proud. You have proven you can swing a sword for days. All right, so let's stop talking. Let's watch this puppy and let's break it down. All right, that is your Week 8 boss combo, Pheidippides. We've got a lot of movements to review, so let's get started. We are starting off with a front guard into downswing. This should be familiar by now. I hope you're feeling confident with your downswings. It does go right into a step swing, but you had to do that last week anyways with the evil stepsister combo. But we do have this tricky transition of a step swing into an around the world swing. Again, the best piece of advice I can give you to help you on this one is to try to take that swing wide out to your side, delaying when you let this handle switch and then bring it back and over the head. So yeah, that's the best piece of advice. If you're clipping the ground, especially if you aren't a vertically gifted athlete, it's going to come down to how far away from the body you can get that around the world swing coming back down to a front guard. Coming out of that around the world swing, you'll shift that rear foot in front of you, turning your body, swinging the sword up so it lands in a shoulder guard, and now you're facing in the opposite direction. The footwork continues. We take a forward step, shifting the sword onto the back. Now, we haven't practiced that before, but hopefully it's a pretty intuitive transition. We're just sliding the sword out of shoulder guard so that it then lands into a rear corner guard. That rear corner guard then primes us to then kick off our shoulder, stepping forward into a quarter loop swing, followed by another forward step into a quarter loop swing. Landing in that rear corner guard again, we're going to pop off the shoulder, bringing that sword down diagonally, landing in a lunge guard. Then do you recognize this little tricky business? The same transition we used in our week 4 boss combo. We're going to do a reverse stance while launching the sword up into sky guard, switching our grip during that transition, using the momentum of the legs, pressing the sword with speed, and when you have a moment of weightlessness with the sword, switch the hands, driving it up into the top position. You can then let the sword tip fall, feeding into a down swing. This is a really good example, actually, of where mastery can start coming into a sword lifting combo. Being able to use your body efficiently so you can do 4 things simultaneously in just these 3 movements and how they connect, right? Because you're using your legs to drive up and out. You're letting the sword fly with enough speed that you can switch your hands, rotating across the feet, and then taking this sky guard position to let the tip fall, going into a down swing. But let's keep our momentum. So coming out of this sky guard after the grip switch, we let the tip fall, collapsing this arm, allowing the weight of the sword to more or less move itself until you get into this position where then you pull with the bottom hand, press with the top hand, getting the sword to flip up and over. Now you can see I'm going into a step swing, so I'm not even really completing the swing before I'm starting to prime myself into the turn. Let's see how I do. I'm traveling down my center line. Let's give myself a grade. We start, let's say here, right? So center line would probably be shooting to about here on the opposite wall. I swing once. I would say that's pretty good. Swing twice. Not bad. I think I traveled a little bit to my right, but acceptable. Okay, so we've taken that downswing, fed it right into our step swing. The step swing then immediately converts into an around the world swing. Okay, this might be a cool thing to point out. Notice my positioning here, specifically my relationship to the ground. And let's compare it to my around the world swing on the other side. So right about here. Okay, do we notice the difference? This around the world swing is far more confident. You can see that my sword is way higher. I'm not having to lean as far back to make space for the handle, and I'm able to just keep that momentum a lot more confidently going into the reverse to shoulder guard. So what do I take from that? Well, I take it that this around the world swing was being done with my more dominant hand at the top of the sword. And yep, there it is. That's my right side. So this was actually a strategy I had when I was filming this combo, was since I knew that all of the movements were going to be mirrored with both grips, start with your weaker grip. Start with the less confident of the two. So if you know that you get past these tricky transitions and you make it all the way past this grip switch, it's home free, baby. You made it. You're now in the confidence zone. You're working with your dominant hand. Look at those beautiful around the world swings. Excellent. All right, so the around the world swing is then transferred into a reverse step, going into a shoulder guard, forward step, changing our guard position, shifting onto that rear corner guard. We swing while taking a step, swing while taking a step, off the back, down into a lunge. You know what to expect. All right, so as far as breaking down this big boy, my main suggestions would be just try to get this little downswing, step swing around the world swing combo. Make sure it can go into a reverse shoulder. If you can get those four together, you're pretty confident that you're going to be able to go through this forward corner loop, quarter loop business. It's very similar to what we've done in the past. Then, of course, as far as side to side, I would suggest warming up both sides simultaneously, then focus on getting good with the non-dominant hand first. Once you start making your way through the entire sequence on the non-dominant hand, then I would try to start adding this stuff as well. But make sure that non-dominant hand is up to snuff before you try to do the entire combo. Okay, so that'll be it for the Week 8 Boss Combo. Let's watch it one more time and get to training.